How's it going, guys? My name is Double D and I'm playing a little bit of Tekken Tag Team Tournament. I'm not very good at this game, to be fair, and I have a fetish of dressing everybody up in jeans and no top. Don't judge me. So today I'm going to tell you guys a story that is one of those things that I always turn around and say, oh, I'll tell you in another video, and I never get round to it, and I feel like I have to tell you this now, otherwise the moment's going to pass. You know, he's not going to be cute anymore. He's going to be a little bastard. So for a while now, I've kind of been selling stuff on eBay, things that I just really cluster around the house for some fucking reason. I mean, a lot of the times I'm such a hermit. It's like the stuff that I never use, never play with anymore. Play with, that just makes me sound like a fucking 10-year-old. But like, I never use anymore, so I've started getting rid of them. Just like, right, I'm never going to use it. Need to start making space. And also getting a little bit of that dollar dosh and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? So one of the things I decided to get rid of is a pet carrier that we've had for quite some time. We just never fucking use it. So I pop it on eBay. And lo and behold, somebody's like, oh yeah, you know, I need a cheeky pet carrier. And I put the thing as like local collection, or like I'll deliver if local. So, fuck you, man. So I'm chatting to the guy, and the guy's like, yeah, can you come and deliver it? So I was like, yeah, not a problem. They're like, yeah, we'll pay on arrival. So I was like, yeah, not a problem. So we arrange a date and shit like that. So I drop the missus off at work, and I think, right, I'll get it done first thing in the morning. So I head up there, drop the missus off, with my little carry case in tow, drop this order off as per se. I'm so bad at this game. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm fucking peasant, man. So the place that I'm dropping this off to is pretty far out the way. Like, my mum lives in a farm area, because they live in an old barn conversion, and their area is kind of like very winding, and there's not really very many places to park there. And this is kind of very similar. So after about 15 minutes of driving, I finally find the place, and you know, sure enough, there's nowhere to fucking park. So I finally find somewhere. I'm walking up, like about a 2-minute walk from, you know, where I parked. With a little carry case in hand, like a right little jobber. So I get to the place and I'm knocking on the door. No answer. And there is cars there, right? I did check. There's definitely cars there. So I don't know what to do. I'm knocking on the door. I feel like an idiot because, like, do you ever get that thing where you're knocking on like someone's door in a place that you don't know where they are? There's neighbors looking at you. They know that you're not local, so they're thinking, what the fuck is this guy doing? So my anxiety is getting really bad at this point. So after about 5 minutes of knocking on the door, I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going home. So I start walking back to the car. So you know when you have like your phone in another room and you start hearing like soft vibrations? I kind of start hearing that, and I'm, oh, you know, me being me, curiosity got the fucking better of me, and I decided to go and investigate, you know, go all fucking Scooby-Doo on it. So as I start investigating, I start getting a little bit closer. The vibrations slowly start turning into noise, and the noise is kind of like a little squeak, like little squeaky noises in the distance. So when I start getting a little bit closer, it turns out that these squeaky noises are not just, you know, squeaks and that. It's a meow, like a little tiny meowing noise. So I come to a part of the hedge, which I think that's what it's called, you know, when it's like just big long, yeah, hedge, you know what I mean, leading to the fields. And I come across this one part, and the noise is getting really, really loud. So I crouched down and just tucked away in the middle of this hedge is this kitten. Now at this point, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do because he's meowing like mad. He's like sitting there meowing like mad. He's, you know, he looks dirty as fuck. Looks a little bit like a drowned rat. So I'm thinking to myself, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Do I leave him? Will his mum come back or what? I know what some of you guys might be thinking. This next choice that I did, it might not have been, you know, the smartest thing to do. Maybe I should have left him. Maybe I shouldn't have done anything. But I can't really just leave him there. He's, you know, he was tiny. I'm thinking, well, what if the mother doesn't come back? This guy's, you know, this guy's fucked. So I set the carrying case up. I take my hoodie off. I put it in the back. Pick the little guy up and, you know, just pop him in there. And he heads straight to the back of the carrying case, curls up in my hoodie, and just, you know, proceeds to doze off. So I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to do with this guy? So because it's a little bit out of the way, I decided to look for like the nearest vet that I could find, like, because the nearest one prior to it was in town, and that was about half an hour's drive. But I think, right, well, surely there's a vet in the area. So I find a little local vet, and I'm like, right, I know this is kind of, you know, sudden, because I know that a lot of vets you have to phone in advance. But I walk in, I thought I'll give it a try. I walk in and I say to them, you know, is there any chance you could check this little guy out? I found him, yada, yada, yada. So they were really nice about it, and they were like, yeah, not a problem. You know, we've not got anybody coming in for like a while, so yeah, we'll have a little look at him. So they take him in, pop him on the table, they're examining him, and they're like, yeah, he seems healthy, but does look pretty hungry. Like, so he's basically not been eating for like, they kind of estimate for like a day or something. So they give him a little bit of food, and he just absolutely devours it. He just goes right to town on it. He's just like oblivious to the world. He's just like him, this bowl, nothing else is in the room, and he just fucking munches right through it. So the vet then turns to me and they say, "What would you like to do with him?" And I'm like, not really 100% sure what they mean. So I'm like, well, what are the options? So basically I was given two options. Either, you know, I could leave the little guy there, they'd find a little cat shelter for him, find him a home, and, you know, it would go from there. Or I could take him home with me. Now, I know that some of you guys are thinking, you know, you're not a cat person, you don't like cats. That is very true. I'm not the biggest fan of cats. I don't hate them, just not the biggest fan of them. Although my mum has a cat, and he's, you know, he's adorable. I love him to bits. Little Kiba, you know, he's got no nuts and he just sleeps all day. You know, my kind of cat. So I'm kind of put on the spot here. I'm thinking, I don't know what to do, and I'm looking at the little guy, and he's giving me this look as if to say like, just don't leave. So I just say to him, you know what? I'll take him. So we pop back in the carrier case, stop off at Morrison's, do a little bit of panic buying, get him a lot of stuff. Call the missus, and I say to her, you know, explain the situation, just so she's ready for when she comes home. And within about the first day, he's already settled in. And after like the second day, he's already absolutely annihilated his scratch post, so that needs replacing. But he warmed up to us like straight away. Like at first he was not sure what to do, he just kept to one area. And then he started coming down the hall. And now he's, you know, a few days in, and he just feels like he's always been here. You know, he's just like so happy, he's, you know, running around causing mischief as per usual. But there was one thing that kind of, you know, made me like, okay, I don't really know how to feel about this. Was, so obviously with a new cat, you know, a lot of the times they would get trained by their mother how to, you know, use a litter tray if they were domesticated. So I'm thinking to myself, right, this is going to be very, very messy. You know, it's going to have to take a lot of time. There's going to be pooping everywhere. We'll get there. We'll get there. Because I read online that, you know, they learn from their mums and that. He automatically knew how to use the litter tray. Like, he knew what to do. He knew everything. So I'm kind of sitting there and I'm thinking, I get the feeling that he was domesticated, but then he was just left. You know what I mean? So I don't really know how to feel about that. Unless I'm just overthinking it, but I'm pretty sure that, like, you know, domesticated kittens learn from their mothers. Otherwise, you'd have to teach them. So he must have learned it from somewhere. You know, I'm pretty sure cats just shit anywhere in the wild. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody wants to, you know, call me out in the comment section, then by all means, you know, I'm still very new to this whole kitten thing. But other than that, he's, you know, he's perfectly fine. He's, like, allowed in most places in the house now. He still chews on wires, but we're slowly getting him out of that habit. He's starting to understand the word no, but he still has no idea what his name is. Unless he's slowly getting it, I'm not 100% sure. But when he gets a little bit more settled in, I'll do a little vlog and I'll show you guys what it looks like. He's tiny. He's absolutely adorable. When the missus came home the first day to find him, he was hiding behind like this teddy bear. He was so small. He was just hidden behind, and that was kind of his hiding spot for the first few days. Now he just sleeps anywhere. Although for some strange reason, he's been sleeping under the radiator, and it's fucking boiling today. I mean, I did my hair, I did my makeup, and I'm sweating. I feel like I did all that for naught. But yeah, still, a part of me still thinks about, you know, did I do the right thing? But at the same time, I just, you know, I couldn't have just left him there. And also, if you guys have any tips on how to raise kittens, that'd be greatly appreciated, especially their diet, because we tried giving him some wet food, and I think we introduced him a little bit too quick, and he had diarrhea for like a day. Yeah, I feel like I did a boo-boo on that one. So if any of you guys could give me any tips on how to slowly introduce him to wet food, that'd be greatly appreciated, because my carpet just my carpet can't take it, man. Plus the George story that I was talking about, he started off grey and now he's got a big brown arm. I'm not even kidding. Sure, man. You don't get a say in it. Shoot you in the nuts.